Hi, this is just going to be a short introduction to what's AT and to start lay the groundwork for your readings and work during this session. So what is assistive technology? Assistive technology are any sorts of tools that actually provide assistance. They can be grips to open cans, they can be as complex as a mobile refreshable braille reader or a head switch to turn on lights in a home, and also as simple as a slant board to aid with writing. So they're really any tools that provides assistance. There can be those low-tech options, slant boards, pencil grips, ruled or lined paper to help with writing, high-tech, very sophisticated augmentative communication devices, head switches, braillers, FM systems. But in school, AT has primarily a more narrow focus, and it's really about technology that provides access to the curriculum. For example, if you're a non-reader, you could have screen reading software. If you're hard of hearing and have difficulty with that, you can have an FM system to assist with hearing. If you have trouble using a pencil or holding a grip, you can have use a keyboard. If that's even too taxing or difficult, then speech to text software. But it's really about providing the right tool for a student to help them access the curriculum. That means both acquire content knowledge and demonstrate content knowledge. But there's this idea of universal design for learning, UDL. In the real world, we experience it every day, and these have all proved helpful to us. We've changed the rules that you need to have like curb cuts or ramps. This was to help provide people who are in wheelchairs to get better access in and around buildings and mobilities out on the street. But we all benefit from that, whether you're a senior citizen who can't make up that step or you're a young parent pushing a stroller. These curb cuts ended up being a benefit to all. Same with push doors. Instead of turning a knob and pulling a door, you can press on the bar to push in, provided access and greater range for everybody. So in universal design, both in the architectural sense as well as for learning, if these principles are applied, then others benefit. How that might look in schools is if we provided a means of access to the curriculum that had audios, images, text, models, video. All of these things provide different means to access the curriculum. If we provide different ways to get knowledge, to interact with the knowledge, and share that content knowledge, we provided options for learners. In many cases, this reduces and eliminates the need for assistive technology because it's ubiquitous. It's in all our devices, it's in all of our classrooms, and in the best practice experience. For many people, the barriers to content access has been lowered. However, if UDL doesn't meet those needs, if it's not enough, then that's when you're going to look at a specific focus in AT. This is when in schools we have AT evals and we bring in people who are experts or have experience, whether they're OT, PT, speech and language, technology specialist, or an outside eval with an organization such as Easter Seals. This is when we look and saying, well, what does this particular student need to meet that need that universal design, those best practices aren't meeting? So we're going to look for specific tools to provide access to the curriculum. And you should be aware that these tools really need to be reviewed constantly because as a child ages, their skills and levels change, the type of content they need. It might be more text-based one year, not text-based another year, different teaching styles, and also how they've learned to cope and adjust with their disability might require review. It does take time to find the right tool, both for the student to use, the teachers, the parents. It's a big process and there's a lot of people involved. So it's not like a menu, you just check things off. It is a process. And part of this course is to look at that process. We're taking an overview of all the different kinds of disabilities there are, a variety of AT that is out there, and really looking at that process both for finding the right AT and how to implement it and evaluate its success. So, how does AT in the law work? As you know, we have the Individuals with Disability in Education Act. We have some students are in IEPs and some are 504s. Both are legally binding. A lot of people feel the IEP is more focused and legally binding. The 504 is just as binding. Usually a 504 is when someone has a specific physical disability. For example, if you're blind and you need a brailler, you need your text in braille, that can be a 504. You're deaf and need an FM system, that might be in a 504. An IEP tends to be for more of the learning disabilities, the things that are less obvious or easily corrected. But there is some overlap because sometimes you need both or one or the other, or through a student's career it changes because one met the need and now another will meet that need. Both are legally binding. What you should know is that an IEP does not follow a student when they go on to college, but a 504 does. So if you have a student who is going to be graduating and attending a college, if they have a 504, those same accommodations that they had in high school would carry over to college. Not so with an IEP. So just keep that in mind. There's not really one is better than another. They're different for different needs and different purposes, but one does follow the student into both college and career. So that's a brief overview of what is AT and what we're going to look at. In this section, you're going to explore and read a little bit about universal design, a little bit about AT, and I want you to dive into the laws, IDA, and see how that pertains to school and what school's obligations are. So you're going to do a lot of reading in this section. Well, there's a lot of reading in this. It is a online course, and then you're going to do two post. One is in introducing yourself to the group, and the second is about the content for this, and that's your assignment for this week. So dive right in and enjoy, and think about your school, think about where you're going, and really just, this class is designed, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and we'll see you in the discussion forum. Bye.